A Winter Meetings edition of the wrap-up show. John and Jim with you. Whether you're with us live or on replay, please subscribe. Please smash the like button for us. In fact, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers today. Not 4,000 new subscribers today. That would be impressive. We would take it. But I want to say we're something like 10 or 15 away from 4,000. Can you please subscribe? If you're here live or on replay, that's all we really ask. We've got year-round Padres content for you. Please subscribe. Smash the like button for us. Let's get over 4,000 subscribers here today during the Winter Meetings. What a crazy 24 hours it's been. Unfortunately, the Padres didn't win out on Trea Turner. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. If you want to make sure we get your comment here, special morning edition. If you're with us live, please click the $ in the chat box down below. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. We've learned now today, we already knew that Trea Turner, the Padres had the richest offer for Turner, more than the Phillies offered, Jim, but we've learned today that they were prepared to make him the richest shortstop in baseball history, which means pay him more than $341 million. That's the deal that who got with the Mets? I'm an idiot.
Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, Lindor got 341, Tatis got 340. So they were prepared to pay him at least $342 million. He preferred the $300 million in Philadelphia over the 342 plus and San Diego. So let's just start there. I mean, what's your reaction to now that we know it? I mean, they offered him $342 million plus, and he said no to that. But how on earth were the Padres in a position to put that offer together? And now where do they pivot from here?
My initial reaction was, holy shit.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't think that was even possible with this team to give a guy that much money when you still have to pay Soto and you still have to potentially pay for Manny and you still have to get more starters and you have to pay for an extension probably for Darvish and huh? I mean, I don't care where the money's coming from. I don't care. If you plan on spending that much money, go do it. Whatever. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like pinching money and like, oh well, they don't have this money. Well, apparently they do. So
yeah,
now I look at it as like, okay, well, they have that money and they're willing to spend that money. And while Trea Turner is a really good player, I mean, is he like the greatest player like ever to get that much money at shortstop?
Well, a couple of things with Turner. I think one of Turner's, in terms of Turner's tools, speed is right up there, right? So he's 20,
right?
Speed and versatility, speed and hitting, and versatility. I mean, he's a pure hitter.
Yeah.
So really his hitting skills will be with him for the next 7 years. I know that. His speed will not. His versatility ultimately will change as he gets into his 30s. He's not going to be as versatile at 35 as he is at 29 or 30. You know, would I love to have Trea Turner in a Padres uniform for the next 5 years? Absolutely. Am I worried about years 10 and 11? No, I'm really not. And I understand that from the Phillies' perspective as well. Do I think Turner helps the Padres win a World Series? I do. But it's just surprising when you see those types of dollars the Padres are willing to throw around. And you then ask yourself this, like, if you're in position to spend $350 million, maybe there's a better way to craft those $350 million.
Yeah.
And I said this yesterday. I don't mean it like this. I do not think it's a blessing in disguise. I think Turner would have been a very worthwhile addition. With all that being said, I do not feel like there was plan A and then everything else is plan D. I feel like there's another way to construct this wheel, whether it's through starting pitching and potentially adding a shortstop like a Correa or a Bogaerts. Maybe you save some of that money for a Soto extension, or even, dare I say, wait until next offseason and throw your hat in the ring for Shohei Ohtani. If you got $350 million for Turner, I wouldn't be shocked if you had more than that for Shohei Ohtani. So it's, in my opinion, it's not the end of the world. It would have been very nice. Clearly, the Padres wanted him. It would have been a huge addition to the lineup. There's no question about that. But I do still see a path forward if they're going to spend that money to get this roster better, whether it's in 2023 or even potentially 2024.
Yeah, if you're planning on if you go in the offseason and say, all right, we have X amount of money, and then you don't get that guy, you can use that money and go spend elsewhere or save it for Juan Soto or save it for Shohei Ohtani next offseason. Like, there's I don't know if Turner is far and away the best player out of this free agent class. I don't think so at all. Like, this class is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
And to give Turner that much money, I don't think I think other players are still worth that type of money as well. Like Carlos Correa, Xander Bogaerts,
Yeah, these are
Aaron
incredible
Judge,
players. I mean, you're
Carlos
right.
Rodon. I mean, Kodai Senga to a lesser extent because we haven't seen what he can do in America in the big leagues. But at the same time, like, man, if you're willing to give that much money to Trea Turner, why wouldn't you go and try to get any one of those free agents for that same amount of money? Because you're not going to, and maybe I'm wrong, probably not going to see a $400 million contract this offseason. Maybe
Well, the only
Judge,
player possible is Judge. I don't think he gets $400 million, and I think it's a mistake to pay him $400 million. I really do.
but $350 million would have been, and I think after this winter meetings, probably the most money you'll see for any player.
Top 3 deal, maybe all time. Top 4 deal,
All
something
time.
like that. Yeah,
Of all time.
in all positions.
And 2 years ago, you just signed Fernando Tatis Jr. to a $340 million contract.
Which at the time might have been the richest deal. The Manny Machado free agent deal was the richest deal in baseball history for a moment until
now you're going to go out and go, let's give $350 million to Trea Turner. Like, what?
Well, I'll give you another name. And again, forget about positions for a second because the Padres have. I mean, if you're talking Judge, and I don't know if we're really talking Judge or not, or if you're talking shortstop, we say, well, why are they talking shortstop? But we're talking to people like Kyle Glazer of Baseball America, who we had on San Diego Sports yesterday from the winter meetings, John and Jim, 3 to 6. And he's like, listen, they need offense. They need offense independent of position. I'll throw another hat in the ring. Masataka Yoshida, who Jeff Passan just tweeted, was posted by Oryx out of the MPB. He's 29. He had 335 last year with a 447 on base and a 551 slug. That's an OPS of what? Right at 1,000 a year ago. Again, from Japan to the big leagues, there's no guarantee. I'm not saying he's a 1,000 OPS player in the big leagues, but if he's an 850 OPS player in the big leagues, Masataka Yoshida is not getting $300 million. I don't know what he's getting.
No,
I have no clue what he's getting, but I'm guessing now 3, 4, 5-year deal, 15 plus per year. But again, there's options. You got these Japanese options on the mound, like Senga, in the batter's box, like Yoshida, these shortstops that are still available. Again, Aaron Judge obviously is, I don't even know if that's realistic or not. You've got mid-tier starters like Chris Bassett. You've got front-end starters like Carlos Rodon. It's like, hey, it's not like there was only one player in the world to spend $350 million on. Now, Kevin Acee wrote in his article, did you see this? Kevin said that they were basically hell-bent on Turner, and it was Turner or else, essentially. I'm paraphrasing. It wasn't like they had this money for everyone. It was like they were really, really thoroughly convinced that Turner was the right fit for them right now. And if they didn't land Turner, they wouldn't necessarily pivot with the shortstop market, but I don't think that means they won't pivot with that money and use it elsewhere.
Well, okay, fine. If you don't view the other guys the same as you do Trea Turner, you still have $350 million to spend. And those guys, Xander Bogaerts and Carlos Correa, like, they're not going to get potential $350 million.
They're not.
So, I mean, look, I would love to have one of those guys on this team. Trea Turner, that would have been great. All right. The money would have blown my mind if that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't spend this money, theoretically, that they have, right, this offseason, I'm not going to be upset about that. They still need other pieces, and they need to go and get a couple starting pitchers, a first baseman, an outfielder, and they got to figure out what they're going to do with the catching position. But if they don't go out and spend $350 million this offseason total on all of those pieces, that to me, I'm like, okay, well, cool. That means that next offseason, when potentially Manny's up, boom, you go spend money and retain Manny Machado if he opts out, right?
100%.
Boom, you go next offseason, and if you want to spend a shit ton of money, guess who's a free agent next offseason? Your boy, Shohei Ohtani.
He is my boy. By the way, as I just said, as I speculated, 9 minutes ago, I figured the Padres offer was $342 million. And John Heyman confirms the Padres offer was $342 million. $1 million more than Lindor, $2 million more than Tatis. The richest deal in baseball history for a shortstop is offered. That's $42 million. Now, taxing between Pennsylvania and California is significant. I don't know if he actually would have made more money or not in the state of California, but let's not kid ourselves. $342 million is an amazing offer from the Padres organization. And for Turner to say no to it is remarkable as well. Also, what does that mean? When a player in a union turns down money,
dude,
he has impacted the market and the price tag potentially for Bogaerts, Swanson, and Correa. $42 million is significant. Even
don't blame his wife on that one.
Seriously.
That's
Alex.
That's a 100%. And I know nothing. You know nothing. But from just seeing and reading about how just put two and two together. That was a family wife decision.
Yeah, I want to say, well, he's from Florida, and she either resided in Florida or resided in New Jersey.
They have a home in Florida,
yeah.
So
but
spring training
she's got ties to New Jersey, and he's ending up in Philadelphia. So, I mean, she might be within an hour or so of where she.
And it's not like the Phillies
lives.
are a shitty team. Like the Phillies are just in the World Series.
No, but I mean, you're talking about, I mean, everything's different, obviously. I mean, if you sign for the next decade in Philadelphia as opposed to the next decade in San Diego, like, everything's different. East Coast, West Coast. Everything is different.
Too, with Philadelphia that San Diego doesn't have. Philadelphia has a guaranteed superstar in Bryce Harper for 10 more years there, at least, with a full no trade. You don't have that guarantee with Soto and Manny here.
Yeah, but you do with Tatis. He's got a no trade for what, the first 5 or 8 in the deal? I mean,
5 or 8, yeah. But I think you would say right now Bryce Harper's more reliable than Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I mean, Trea Turner was literally quoted as saying,
I don't think it does, but you get my point. Is like it's still a good place to
go. One player I could play with, I'd want to play again with Juan Soto.
Right.
I mean, he literally said that. And then,
but Juan's only here for 2 more years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair. Alex, thank you for the super. He says that Scherzer no trade looking better and better. Why? Because they wouldn't have been able to keep Turner, you're saying, and of course Scherzer. What did that really mean for the Dodgers in the short term? I think that's an interesting way to look at things. In the time we were heartbroken, in the long run, maybe it's not. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. I mean, the Padres the next year were in the National League Championship Series, so I think that's a decent way to look at it. With the benefit of hindsight, in the moment we were crushed. They didn't land Scherzer and Turner in the moment, but I agree with that.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the Turner thing obviously is a complete and utter shock that the Padres would offer $342 million. And now it's like, are they able to pivot? And if they don't, I mean, if they don't come to terms with someone like Correa, if they don't land Rodon, how disappointed are Padres fans? And, I feel like people are going to be pretty disappointed. I mean, when you offer $342 million to Trea Turner on day one of the winter meetings, and then you don't land any of these coveted free agents, that would be pretty damn disappointing, which is, I guess, a credit to Peter Seidler for what he's built here. I mean, Peter Seidler's fully committed. You can't offer $342 million and tell me he's not fully committed to winning. And
look, if you don't land one of these top free agents, okay, well, then you better go out and you better do some trades and you better go in the secondary market and you better get those top guys there and you round out this roster. And we said, and this is a championship core that they have. Championship core. And if they round out the edges the right way and he builds the roster out the right way, I mean, by this time next year, hopefully we're like Trea Turner. That was funny. And we're talking about a World Series championship, trying to defend it.
Yep.
So it's not like the end of the world if they don't sign one of these guys, I feel like, because they have a championship core ready to go. Now, would one of these guys help? Obviously, of course. Do they put them over the top? That'd be yet to be seen. Because they'd need other pieces besides just one bat. But if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's talk about Aaron Judge for a second, because Solo Dolo, thank you for the super. Thank you guys for hanging out. As you make your way in, we're trying to hit 4,000 subscribers right now. We're just a few shy. So if you can please subscribe. If you are here, please, that's all we ask. Subscribe Smash the like button. If you want to support this channel, you can also hit the $sign in the chat box like Solo Dolo. We appreciate all the super chats. We'll get to those throughout the course of the next 30 minutes or so. So thank you, Solo Dolo, who says, does Preller offer Judge $400 million if he has already offered Turner $342? I think it would be a mistake to get to that dollar figure with a player that's about to be 31 years old. B, $400 million is a absolute fortune for a player that's going to be 31. How long is a deal that's going to pay someone $400 million? 8 years? That's $50 million a year. He's had some amazing seasons in the big leagues. He'll never replicate what he did in 2022. He had a 10-war season. He'll never touch it. There's no chance he would be anywhere close to that at Petco Park. An amazing season at Petco Park is a 45 to 50 home run season. That's a remarkable season. So, I think to pay someone based on one of the great seasons in the history of the American League and to pay at the absolute top of the market for a player that's in the middle of his prime, not the beginning of it, in the middle, for me, and again, I would take him in a heartbeat, obviously, but $400 million when you just acquired the best right fielder in baseball, arguably in Juan Soto, and now you go out and get another right fielder for another $350+ million. I just don't know if that's the avenue to pursue if I'm AJ Preller.
That $400 million is going to Juan Soto. Like I mean, guys,
Soto's 7 years younger.
Yeah, 7 years younger, and I'm not
never going to hit 60 home runs, but
at his best, he's better than Aaron Judge.
Right. If you looked at like 2020 or 2021, yeah, that's probably a good comp. Yeah,
still,
absolutely.
I'm like, dude, it's like, oh, let's give out $400 million to Judge. Well, guess what? Then you have to give out another $400 million to Juan Soto, and then another $400 million to Manny Machado. Like, at some point, that's not going to be that. You can't just keep doing that. It's not realistic, guys. Even though it seems like it because they just offered Trea Turner $342 million.
I mean, maybe AJ was so infatuated solely with Turner. That's how he was able to convince Siler to spend on that player. And now that you don't land Turner, it's like you go shopping, Jim, with your girlfriend, and it's like there's one thing she wants. It doesn't necessarily mean she wants the other thing. I mean, if there's one ring that someone wants, that doesn't mean the second ring is as good as the first. I mean, that's factual. So Preller had scouted Turner. I mean, Turner was in the organization. He's obviously infatuated with him. Yeah. And tried to get him back. So just because they didn't get Turner doesn't mean, oh, let's throw 342 to Bogaerts. So it'll be interesting to see. It really will be interesting to see where they go from here.
Brian says championship core. We just lost to the Phillies, and who got better with Turner. So, all right. Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. when healthy, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell, Jake Cronenworth, and I'll throw in Josh Hader there. Is that like a good core, John?
It's a great core. It is. I don't know if it's a better core than the Phillies. It might not be. But is it a top 5 core in baseball? Yeah. And there's no such thing as having the number one core. I mean, it's all going to play out during the season.
Right.
I'm not going to go into the season saying they're a World Series winner. Nobody can predict that. So you want to be among the teams that has the core and the pieces to win. And of course, there's the trade deadline. It's about getting hot. Look at the Phillies. Look at the Padres. It's about playing good baseball, right? Padres played really well after that whole blow up in Arizona.
Yeah.
They got hot at the right time.
Right.
The Phillies got hotter at the right time.
And you have a core that was 3 wins away from a World Series without maybe one of their best players, or maybe their best player in Fernando Tatis Jr.
And the Phillies, for all the things that the Phillies accomplished, they fired their manager midway through the year when they were 7 games under 500.
Right.
And completely lost. And their regular season was average. And their second half was good under Rob Thompson. It was very good. But let's not pretend like they won 111 games and now they're going to win 120. That's not who the Phillies were, They caught lightning in a bottle. The back end of their bullpen, those 2 relievers were outstanding. And they won 87 games in the regular season, but they were hot at the right time. Alex, thank you for the super. This is Padres signed David Dahl. He's the missing piece, guys. Was that a minor league deal earlier today for
minor
David
league
Dahl?
Deal, game changer.
Okay. 28 years of age,
for David Dahl.
0.6 career WAR for David Dahl.
All
so
right.
a depth piece for the Padres.
Cool.
So thank you, Alex. Let me get to this from Matt. Thank you guys for the supers. We appreciate your support of this channel. If you're here, you have to subscribe. We're trying to hit 4,000 subscribers right now on the wrap-up show. We've got year-round Padres content for you. We're going to tell you about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, here in a moment. But we do want to thank Matt for his super. If you want to contribute with the super, just click the $ down below in the chat box. He says, hitters' numbers always plummet playing at Petco Park for the Padres. In my opinion, pitching should be number one on their list. We were literally like getting in fights with people on social media over this. Like people are like, how could you say pitching is a priority for the Padres? It has to be hitting. I mean, no, AJ Preller actually said in his press conference yesterday, late afternoon, 1 and 1A is corner bat and pitching. Corner bat and actually starting pitching. He said starting pitching depth. So he didn't say, let's add an ace, but he said 1 and 1A is corner bat and starting pitching depth.
Right.
So that's the general manager. So pitching matters.
Pitching matters a little bit, John. I think it matters a little bit because let me remember. Oh, yeah, they ran out of pitching in the freaking postseason.
Just like they did 2 years ago in 2020.
They had a 6-4 lead in Game 4 of the NLCS. They didn't have any more pitching.
They had a 4-0 lead in Game 4.
Sorry, 4-0 lead. Well, then they had a 6-4 lead. But you get my point. 4-0 lead with two guys that were supposed to pitch a combined, 12 outs?
Okay, you're talking about Manaea Clevenger?
Yeah.
We're supposed to get 12 outs. They ended up getting, 4?
They got like 4 and gave up 7 runs.
6 runs, yeah.
So they didn't have any more pitching there. And
same thing with 2021. They ran out of pitching and didn't make the playoffs.
And to think, and I mean, it could happen again. I hope it does. But to run through a season when your pitching staff is all healthy, that is a rarity. You don't see that all the time. And when you do have that, you try to take that and capitalize on that success. They did that last year. They made the NLCS. But, I mean, who knows what will happen next year with the starting pitching staff. They might say fully healthy for the entire year, and that would be great. Or you might see some injuries. 2021, Darvish wasn't healthy the full year. Blake Snell wasn't healthy the full year. They lost a bunch of pitching, and we saw freaking Vince Velasquez and Jake Arrieta pitch for this team. So they need more pitching. And in my opinion, and if you want to get upset and mad about it, that's fine. But a lot of people would agree that pitching is pretty important to win a championship. So I'm choosing pitching now that you've moved off of Turner and you have theoretically $342 million that you're willing to spend out there.
I've said it from day one. I mean, heading into the winter, I still think it is add to this rotation. I really do believe that. And I do think they need offense. And I don't think you can count on Tatis to beat Tatis. Hopefully he's Tatis. So I do think they need offense, but I think they need pitching just as much as offense. And like Matthew, thank you for the super. He says thoughts on sending Correa that $342 million. Listen, in a vacuum, again, I think Jim and I both think that you should spend some of that money on starting pitching. But if you just threw 342 to Turner, from the outside, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, I see literally no difference between Trea Turner and Carlos Correa. 0, zip, zilch. Other than the fact that Correa is younger. He turned 28 75 days ago. Turner's already 29. Not a discernible difference, but you'd have age 28 season, 29, 30, 31. Remember, age 27 is like the adage is like that could be the best year you have as a big league ball player. So, but prime is usually 27 to 32 for an elite player. So you got 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Your next 5 years for Correa should be elite. So I've got no problem looking at Carlos Correa as a suitable alternative to Trea Turner. I see no discernible difference between Carlos Correa and Trea Turner. I really don't.
Give me a second.
What are you doing? What's he going to do? Like throw up or something or spit? Dude, Jim is the weirdest guy ever. Try working with Jim every single day. He is the weirdest guy. Yeah, I'm with you, Matthew. I mean, again, in a vacuum, I think me personally, I'd rather spend that money. If I had 342, I'm spreading it around. Some of it to Rodon, some of it to first base, some of it to left field, some of it to catching, some of it to my bullpen. That's what I would do with 342. But knowing that the Padres just committed $342 million to Trea Turner, but didn't land him, Again, I don't think Correa is going to get 342. I really don't. But now that the market's kind of been set, and now that Padres offer has been made public, maybe he's able to secure a deal like that. I think it's at least a possibility. It'll be interesting to see. Do they covet Correa? Do they covet Bogaerts like they coveted Turner? And the answer might be no. It could potentially be no. Now, let me get to another super here from Martin. We do need to tell you about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Thank you, Mark, for your support of this channel. We need to thank Aura as well, ora.organic, for their support of this channel. So, Martin, thank you for your super. Again, if you guys want to weigh in, if you want to contribute and support this channel, click the $ in the chat box down below. Martin says, thoughts on Christian Vasquez rumor, Nola being shopped. Would Vasquez be enough on offense to make that type of move? Obviously, that's been rumored. Maybe it's beyond rumors that they have at least interest. I think there's 6 or 7 teams that have interest in Christian Vasquez. When you look at what Vasquez has done here recently, I think he's a nice offensive bat from the catcher position. 714 OPS last year. Nothing to really go crazy about. Is it an upgrade over Austin Nola? Yeah, I thought Austin Nola's regular season was very pedestrian. I thought his postseason was really good, especially his ability to call games in the postseason. He caught every single inning, right? Every single inning of every single postseason game for the Padres. So I think Austin Nola has value. He's worked with this pitching staff incredibly well. Is Vasquez an upgrade? He's an upgrade. How much of an upgrade, I think, is to be determined or to be seen. So, Jim's been harping on catching, and they need to upgrade. I think the Padres, for the better part of the last decade, have tried to upgrade at catcher offensively. For me personally, that can be fool's gold. I'm starting with defense at catcher, and I'm more concerned about their ability to call games than I am with their ability to hit, especially when I pay for offense with Machado and Tatis and Soto and potentially adding another piece. But Christian Vasquez is an upgrade over Nola because Nola's not a very good offensive player. Let's get Jim back in here. What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm like dying. It starts like something stuck in my throat.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there was.
What was it?
Like mucus.
Thanks for sharing.
It wasn't fun.
What do you think about Vasquez? What do you think about Christian Vasquez? Obviously an upgrade over Nola. Is it a significant upgrade where you really need to move heaven and earth? And you don't need to move heaven and earth, but you need to, is he a type of player you need to have to get better? He got a 714 OPS last year.
I think offensively he'd be better than Nola, and I think defensively he'd be better than Nola.
Nola's again, he can't throw anybody out, but he's good at calling games.
Who, Nola or
Vasquez? Nola's terrific at calling games and working with staff. He just can't throw anyone out.
Well, that's a problem, John.
Not really in today's baseball. It's not like they got run on for how many stolen bases did the Padres allow this year? Who cares? It's not
a million.
Yeah, but they still won 90 games. I don't think they lost a lot of games because teams are running on them.
No, but you want to go into next year the same situation where it's dude, you got it. You don't think Bob Melvin was not happy with the fact that they couldn't throw anybody out last year?
Austin Nola caught every inning of the postseason.
Yeah, because he was the best. He was the best catcher they had.
Yeah, and he was really good in the postseason.
He was.
Right?
Now
we're not run on all over in the postseason. I know that.
Now, how is he going to fare for a full season?
All right, hold on. Breaking news. Who cares? John Heyman. Giants are in with a big offer to Judge, believed to be $360 million neighborhood. But the belief among rivals is that the Yankees remain favorites. The Yankees are hopeful, but say they still don't know. So the Giants are just saying, you know what? The rest of our lineup is trash. We're going to throw every single dollar we have at a Northern California guy, played at Fresno State, $360 million for a 31-year-old. I think he's 30 right now. $360 million. It's coming down to the Giants and the Yankees, right? There's no mystery team here. It's coming down to the Giants and the Yankees for Aaron Judge. That's my guess.
Probably right. If you're the Giants, you have to make a big move, and if you don't make this big move, you're screwed. So if they get any inkling that they're close to the Yankees offer, then they better up that by $30 million. If they lose out on Judge, bye-bye. Nothing they can do.
Also, if you're Judge, I mean, what are you doing going to San Francisco? Where do you have a better chance to win right now, the Yankees or the Giants? I mean, the Giants could be years away. Am I
Right.
wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. You just lost Carlos Rodon, and your offense, your best
It's
offensive player is
horrific.
Jock Peterson.
Yeah.
So it's if he goes back to the Giants, it's like he's thinking with his heart. He goes back to the
Yeah,
Yankees, he's
which is
thinking with his
great.
head.
And honestly, like we said, I mean, Turner made a personal decision to go out east. Now, again,
Right.
maybe it was apples to apples. Padres are good, Phillies are good. But
Mhm.
Yankees prospects moving forward and the Giants prospects moving forward, I think it's an easier bet on the Yankees' future. Although maybe the Giants are on the come because they can spend money. So it'll be, I think it'll come down to one or the other. By the way, Kevin AC tweeting 5 minutes ago, when you consider taxes, the Padres' offer for Turner was about $5 million more over the life of the deal. I'd take $5 million, but over
I'd take
out of
$5.
$300 million, maybe it's not the end all be all for Turner. All right, there's a lot of supers to get to. We still need to. I've been saying we need to tell people about Mark Nimitz. Let's do that right now. We're going to get back to your supers. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please subscribe. We need to hit 4,000 subscribers right now. Please subscribe. Where are we at, Jim? Check where we are on subscribers. And while you do that, I will tell our viewers about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, because we can't do this without the support of our viewers and without the support of our partners like Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, the title sponsor of this channel since day one. If you have auto, home, renter's life, or earthquake insurance needs, you got to go with Mark. Simple as that. I've got my homeowners and my earthquake through Mark. Take it from me. He is a great insurance agent. You can see his website on the screen right now. He's a San Diegan and a lifelong Padres fan. And the next time you're going to renew your insurance by clicking some checkbox or by getting some email, before you do it, call Mark. Trust me, he will save you $750 or more. That's a lot of money. If you ever have a claim like I did within the last year, he could literally save you thousands of dollars. And he's on top of everything. He takes care of everything. I'm terrible with that stuff. Mark is amazing with it. So please get in contact with Mark. You can get a quote online in minutes. You can get everything you need at the link down below. You can see his website on the screen right now. If you support this channel, if you want to support a local San Diegan and a San Diego business, please get in contact with Mark Nimitz for your insurance needs.
Yeah, all his information's above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you. And John, we are at 3,989. So we're 11 subscribers away from 4,000. It's all we need, guys. It's all we ask. Give us a like when you watch the video and hit the subscribe button. That's it.
I'll take a subscribe over a like right now. How about that?
I would take
you don't
both.
even have to hit like.
I want
we just
both.
want subscribe. You want both.
Yeah, it's easy. Just like the video and hit the subscribe button.
All right, we are 11 away. If you're watching us live, subscribe. If you're watching on replay, please subscribe. Let me get back to some of these supers. Thanks for hanging out. Tuesday morning edition, winter meeting special wrap-up show. Okay, thank you, Matthew, who says, pick up Yelich for a deal to get a starting pitcher. No, you don't want Yelich.
No,
you don't want Yelich. You don't want Yelich. He's owed a fortune of money. You don't want Yelich. And I don't know how Yelich is tied to, take Yelich's money to get one of their starters.
Oh, like a Corbin Burns.
Nah, I don't want to get cute with Yelich. Do you? I mean, I don't like dead money. I mean, what is Christian Yelich right now? An injured average player?
A human being?
No, but you know what I mean? Like, what is his? He is not the player he was 5 years ago.
No way. Christian Yelich. Let's see here. Christian Yelich. Let me pull this thing up. Last year, he had a 2.7 WAR. Last year, he hit 252 with a 738 OPS, 14 home runs, and 57 RBIs.
What's he make?
Isn't
it a $200 million deal?
Yeah, 20. He signed through 2028. He signed a 9-year, $250 million deal.
Would be the worst contract in baseball to take on, or one of.
Yeah, you don't want that. That would be very bad.
I mean, he's always injured. He's lost his power.
He hasn't hit more than. He hit 44 home runs in 2019. He hasn't hit more than 14 cents.
Yeah, no, he was incredible. But that's a long time ago, especially when you have to deal with injuries. And he's not a kid anymore. How old is Yelich?
Yelich is 31.
Yeah, no, not happening. But thank you for the super. But I get the idea. Like, can you attach bad money to a good player? This was the idea behind who was the starting pitcher for the Nats?
Corbin?
Yeah, exactly. That was the idea behind some of that Patrick Corbin talk. Would you take on Corbin's money to go get Soto? They didn't have to in the end. Jared, great to have you back with us. Thank you for your membership and for the super. Thank you guys for the super chats. Click the $ in the chat box down below if you want to support this channel, and we'll get your super chat right away. Jared says, glad to be back in San Diego. Let's go get Judge, and I work for the Padres now. All right, well, hold on.
Whoa.
Okay, let's not bury the lead. What are you, like Preller's like right-hand man?
Are you at the winter meetings right now?
And what do you mean you work for the Padres now? Please disclose more. I don't know about Judge, Jim. Am I being a Debbie Downer? I mean,
no. Why? Like,
what are we doing? We're just chasing shiny objects.
That's exactly what's happening. It is the shiny object syndrome where the amount of moves that Preller has made in the last couple off seasons, or not off seasons, but couple years, has turned us all into, ooh, shiny object. Let's go get that guy. Let's go get that guy. Let's go get that guy. And it's just not realistic. And plus, I'm taking Soto over Judge every day of the. I just am. And if you're telling me you got $400 million to spend on a guy, I'm choosing Juan Soto over Aaron Judge.
Did we bury our secondary lead? May have been buried, which was John Heyman 2 hours ago saying the Senga market includes Mets, Giants, Red Sox, Cubs, Padres, Rangers, which is still a lot of teams. It's a half dozen teams, but I thought Padres maybe had cooled a little bit on Senga. Heyman 2 hours ago says they're one of the 6 teams that's part of the market for Kodai Senga. I'm also reading right now the Jeff Passan article about Japanese star Masataka Yoshida, who was posted today, has 30 days to sign. He's 29 years of age. His career numbers are a joke. 960 career OPS as a 29-year-old. Let's see. MLB's posting system compensates foreign teams whose players sign with a major league club. So there is that posting fee attached. Beyond Judge, the best player in the class, the free agent market for outfielders is topped by Brandon Nimmo, who's expected to command a 9-figure contract. Other outfielders who have generated interest include left fielder Andrew Benintendi, blah. Right fielder Mitch Haniger, okay. Center fielder Cody Bellinger, blah. Left fielder Michael Conforto, for me, blah. So what he's saying is Masataka Yoshida is a top 3 free agent outfielder behind Aaron Judge and Brandon Nimmo. Is basically what I'm reading.
Okay, that's okay.
Go sign him. Be a man.
Sure, go sign him. Do it.
Yeah. Give me some Masataka Yoshida, Kodai Senga, and Yu Darvish.
Sure, and then throw an Aaron Judge too while you're at it.
Yeah.
And then Xander Bogaerts too. Fuck it. Let's do it all.
No, but here's the thing. I can go get, and I know nothing about Masataka Yoshida other than the fact he's got a 1,000 OPS. I can go get Yoshida and Senga, and I'm saving on Turner. I'm saving. It's not $340 million in contracts.
No.
It's $200 million in contracts, maybe, or less. And I'm getting 2 players.
But it all sounds so easy when you put it that way. When it's
That's what I'm doing.
Even.
I'm just writing it. I'm writing a letter right now to the Oryx Blue Ham. No, the Oryx Buffaloes. Hi, Oryx. It's AJ. Hope you're well.
Perfect.
Let's talk Masataka Yoshida.
Perfect.
There was something else I wanted. Man, things are happening right now. All right, let me get to the super from Jared. Okay, if we offer a Turner 350, it was officially Jared 342, according to John Hammond. Let's use that for Rodon, Senga, and Nimmo. It's all so easy, Jim. So easy. Rodon 125, let's say. Senga 75, that's 200. Nimmo 100, boom, 300. Get it done.
Boom, done. I mean, I don't know why people don't like want to spend money on Carlos Rodon. It's like, has he not shown you the last 2 years that he's one of the best pitchers in baseball?
I think it might be about like his long-term health.
Okay.
Yeah, right? I mean, I think that might have something to do with it. My little light just blew out.
Well, I'm working in the dark, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're both in the dark. I mean, Nimmo. Again, what are we? I don't know. What are we talking about at this point? The value of adding an outfielder is presuming that Tatis plays where?
Right.
Tatis will play, right? He's not DHing for the next 12 years.
like you're gonna have to put him in a spot. But I think the whole general thing here is, it's, to me at least, it's pretty telling, like how you were about to go and give a shortstop the most money ever for the position when you just gave a shortstop a couple years ago the most money for the position. And that's kind of really telling to me, as that they're willing to just kind of blow past their own number when they still have that guy on the team.
I'm texting someone.
Cool. Is it because they don't fully trust Tatis still? Or that, like, it's just a weird situation to all of a sudden, after you just signed Fernando Tatis Jr. to this massive contract 2 years ago. Yes, I know what's happened since, but then 2 years later, you're going to give another shortstop more money.
Your infield. I mean, what would you be paying for your infielders? If they had signed Turner yesterday at 342, then you got 340 Tatis, 342 Turner, 300 Machado. It's amazing, is what it is.
Well, Tatis wouldn't be an infielder anymore.
Yeah, good point. It's a credit to Peter Seidler, is what it is. I mean, again, like you said, if they're willing to do it, it's a credit to Peter Seidler. Yep. Jared says, I work with season ticket holders, but I told them that I want to eventually work with the team and players specifically. All right, Jared, you're like our insider now. You're our wrap-up show insider.
Perfect.
I love it. I love it. And congratulations, by the way, on the opportunity with the Padres. That's so cool. Selling season tickets for a team that has a payroll over $200 million and was in the NLCS last year. Sounds like a good gig to me.
Like it.
Let's see here. Some people saying Rodon wants, he's going to get more than 120. He wants 30 million. Okay. I see what people are saying now. This, 35. Okay. You're saying that there's a price tag.
Yeah. And we won't know until we see that price tag. Like until we see the actual number. Like if he does go for 120 for like 5 years, then I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How did you not put your name in that hat?
Right. Right.
If he goes for like 200.
Yeah, of course. And that pitching is tougher because it can evaporate in a second. Look at Strasburg.
Right.
That's the one thing. Yes, you can have a deal like Yelich, which is a terrible deal. Yes, you can have a deal like Rendon, which is a terrible deal. Yes, you can have a deal like Pujols, which is a terrible deal. But hitters, by and large, hit. Okay? It's not exactly a rocket science position. It's not like you blow out your shoulder and that's your career. That doesn't happen, by and large.
Right.
By and large. But it can happen.
Right. But if you sign Rodon to a 6-year deal, but you got 2 amazing years from him the next 2 years, would it be worth it?
A 6-year deal and you got 2 amazing years. I mean, it's worth it if you win a World Series. That's the answer for me. There's no other. I don't think it's worth it if you don't win a World Series. No. I think you have to win a World Series if you got 2 good years out of Rodon and signed him to a 6-year deal.
All right, 3 years. You got 3 great years from him out of 6, so that's 50%.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be stuck with that Corbin deal.
Well, guess what? They're also stuck with. They're stuck with the World Series.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I would do it, of course, for a World Series, but otherwise, I don't think I would. I would do anything for a World Series. Martin, thank you for the super. And thank you guys for hanging out. Subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 4,000. We're about 10 away right now. 4,000 subscribers. Year-round content for Padres fans. We're here with you all year long. All right. Martin says, reports say the A's want Major League Baseball ready players, not prospects for Murphy. Could this help the Padres' chances of acquiring Murphy since our farm is depleted? Well, where are you turning to give up Major League play? I mean, are you looking at the Trent Grishams of the world? Who are your controllable pieces that you'd be giving up for Sean Murphy? Not giving up Jake Cronenworth. So there's one person, and his name is Trent Grisham. I mean, maybe you're talking about Ryan Weathers, that type of player.
John, he's going to the Minnesota Twins. Didn't you hear?
Oh, stop. Wow. I'd forgotten, kind of. I don't even want to get into that.
Oh,
even though I kind of do. So listen, Sean Murphy, Christian Vasquez, I think both are upgrades. I really do. Do the Padres have the players that the A's would covet? right? Like, do you want Trent Grisham? I don't.
Who wants Trent Grisham?
Exactly. Do you want Ryan Weathers?
Who wants Ryan Weathers?
Former first-round pick, but your point's valid. Do you want Jay Groom? Now, I think Jay Groom's a really interesting name. A really interesting name. I bet the A's do want Jay Groom. I bet a lot of teams want Jay Groom. I think he's a future starter in the big leagues. So that's an interesting name. So can you spin Groom for major league talent right now? Probably, or potentially. So that is a name to keep an eye on. Let's see here. What else are we missing?
Then what? Then okay. So then what is Brian Harris? If Rodon's not the answer, if pitching's not the answer, what is?
Yeah. Well, Brian, right back when we'll pull up your next comment.
Yeah. What's the answer? If Rodon, who was one of the best pitchers in baseball last year and has been one of the best pitchers the last 2 years in baseball, if he's not the answer, then who is? I'd love to hear your answer.
We'll take your answer off the air.
We will.
And while we wait for that, we will tell you about our partner here on the wrap-up show.
Have you heard of another bat, John?
Oh, another bat.
Another bat.
They had a nice year.
He was good. He had a 4 WAR last year. Another bat.
Over Rodon, another bat. Well, why not both? But the point's fair. Yeah, sure. They need a bat, but they also need pitching. Aura, thank you. Their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan. They have offices right here in Liberty Station. This is an amazing company, and you can get 30% off your very first order if you're looking to get healthier in 2023. Great gift idea. Aura, ORA.organic. Take it from us. We take their probiotics and their proteins and tons of their products. I've been taking their probiotic for 6 or 7 months, and I love it. They've got proteins for after workouts. They have pre-workout supplements. It's all plant-based stuff. Everything is plant-based. They've got the omega-3 oils, which are fish oils, but there's no fish. It's omega-3 oils. They've got the immunity pills. They've got sleep pills. I mean, really great products. Something for everyone. 30% off your first order. Just click that green button down below. Build your routine. Again, a San Diego-based company that supports our channel. If you want to support San Diegans, if you want to get healthier, if you want 30% off your first order, get to the website. There's a link down below or simple to get to, ORA.organic. Again, ORA.organic and 30% off your first order.
Yeah, they have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. Go there right now. Build your routine. You get 30% off your first order. www.aura.organic. Trust us, you will thank us later.
All right, let me go back to Brian here. Brian, thanks for hanging out. Jim's just, Jim gets mad. He says, Judge, Bogaerts, Correa equals another bat. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. When you miss out on Turner, those are the names you should be discussing. You don't miss out on Turner and say, oh, it'd be nice if we brought in Josh Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, right. They're not comparable pieces.
Like all of a sudden they pivot to Brandon Drury.
Right. And like Brandon Drury plays infield.
Right. Like, I know. Let's pivot to Jerkson Profar.
Right. These are not comps, obviously. So I do understand that. I get it. If you end up just with Profar as your bat and your only pitching condition is, a fringe flyer like Julio Teheran, yeah, I get it. That's not a player of Trea Turner's caliber. What's that?
Man. Julio Teheran.
By
the way, we are 8 subscribers away from 4,000. So if you're watching this video right now, all we ask of you is just hit the subscribe button.
We ask more of that.
And the like button.
Right. And follow us on Twitter. At John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. By the way, we're back at the winter meetings this afternoon, 3 to 6. We will have great guests lined up for you, including Aiden Gonzalez from ESPN.
Aaron Judge will join us at 3:30. And
I'm hoping that Meredith Marakovitz, who is the sideline reporter for the last decade for Yes Network for the Yankees, I'm hoping she will join us. I've known Meredith for years and years and years. Scott Miller will join us from the New York Times. So we'll be loaded. We'll be talking Padres baseball for 3 hours, 3 to 6. Join us on San Diego Sports 760 or on the iHeartRadio app. Let's get to this super from Irie Fan Geek, and thank you, guys, for the super. It's a great way to support this channel. Click the $ in the chat box down below. All right, Reynolds. We haven't really talked about Reynolds. He will be traded, according to, I think, Ken Rosenthal. Rosenthal's like ripped the Band-Aid off. He doesn't want to be there.
That's the kind of like something that was like, oh, Brian Reynolds is going to get traded, or not traded, but he's asked for a trade, and then everything else is like,
I know it's like the biggest, but that name half a year ago or a year ago, we were like coveting, right?
We talk about it like every day.
I know. So Brian Reynolds, Chris Bassett, Will Myers on the cheap. Okay, these aren't all cheap. I mean, Reynolds' prospect capital is significant. Bassett is not cheap. Myers is. To plug holes realistically, Bassett number 4, Melvin's boy. AJ wants that $6.7 million Reynolds contract. Myers no shift, DH first base. Yeah, Reynolds is cheap, other than the fact that you got to give up a lot to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Bassett, I don't think is quote unquote cheap. I think he's cheaper than Rodon. And then
I would
Myers,
like Bassett, but
is cheap.
yeah, it's not going to come cheap.
But Myers is cheap.
Myers theoretically would be very cheap. But again, guys, it's like bringing back the band, and it's like they're not getting. Are they getting better? Or are they just?
And that was like your triangle player in the band. That's not like your lead guitarist.
No, he did like one move the entire.
Yeah, he sings like one song.
Yeah,
and the song's okay.
It's not even okay.
By the way, we might have to sell out here for a subscriber. I think Gus already subscribes. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Sorry, Gus.
Look at Pedro. Now, this is what we're looking for. Those that go above and beyond for the channel.
Perfect. We like to bring in all people to the channel.
What we know about Masataka Yoshida is that his numbers are ridiculous. That's all we know. He hit 335 last year with like a 1,000 OPS. Well, you know that. He hit 335 last year, and he's 29. So I'm on board.
Okay.
That's what I'm on board because he's not going to make $350 million. But no, I don't know. Who knows if they have interest? I know nothing about him.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we are.
What are we at?
Hold on. It's loading. Stupid freaking computer. All right, guys, we are 5 subscribers away from 4,000. So.
Well, Manuel might ask his wife to subscribe. I don't even know if my wife subscribes to our YouTube channel.
Probably not, John.
Oh, she's 5 subscribers? She just called us out? You've subscribed to our YouTube channel from 5 email addresses?
Yes, I do.
I don't know if that's accurate.
I did. I promise you. It's like Kristen 47221. And
right.
Like Kristen.
She's probably all 4,000 of her subs.
Probably.
Jameson Tyon is a name. Yep. Mid-tier starter. Won't cost a ton.
But also, pitchers are costing a lot. All right, we're a 3 away, guys. We're a 3,997. We need 3 subscribers. That's all we need.
I like it. I like it.
Someone said I'll subscribe if you say Turner is greater than Tatis.
No, not now.
Not
now that he ends up with a Philly.
Yeah, screw that.
No, we're not looking for you to create fake accounts, by the way.
No.
we want
real people.
We want actual people that subscribe to our channel.
Right. Come on.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
So today has been quieter than yesterday. I mean, yesterday you get the Verlander Turner double. Today you get Aaron Judge like on the cover of Time magazine and supposedly traveling to San Diego to maybe meet with the Giants and the Yankees and potentially others.
Did you see in that piece? He's like, 10 years ago he envisioned himself with
married to whoever he's married to and playing for
with the Giants.
Right? I mean,
in 2010 he's like, in 10 years I view myself playing with the San Francisco Giants.
It's kind of crazy, you know. Hold on, Buster only 13 minutes ago.
Don't even read it. I don't even want to read. I don't even want to hear it because I know what it says.
What does it say?
It's talking about like Aaron Judge or something.
Okay, so only who wrote about this today at ESPN is saying that San Diego owner Peter Seidler is all in on winning a title. Yeah, obviously. Duh. He said the Padres made a big run at Turner, offering a record-setting deal. Imagine the top of the lineup next summer if they pivoted to Judge and successfully targeted the slugger, Tatis, Soto, Judge, Machado.
Cool. That's awesome. I have breaking news, John.
4,000.
We're at 4,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
You guys rock.
You're the best.
All right, we're 1,000 away from 5,000. So what we're asking you to do is subscribe.
No, we're going to stay here until we get 5,000.
I wonder if we did this. If we did this for like 20 years, how many subscribers would we have, Padres fans?
I don't know.
More than 4,000, probably.
Awesome. Tell your wife thank you very much.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Manuel. That's
Oh,
great.
look it. I think wait. Oh, you're welcome. Congrats, boys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We
By the way, I've
appreciate it.
got more breaking news in addition to us hitting 4K. And please subscribe if you haven't. This whatever this guy's name is, this slugger, this left-handed slugger, by the way, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe he's not a left-handed slugger. But anyway, the posting window has been extended from 30 days to 45 days.
Great.
Man, there's a lot going on for nothing going on, right?
Just a lot of like
Reports.
like little things coming out, right? Just little things to talk about, little things here, little things there, little things there.
Other than Passan, because Passan, when he tweets it, it's like officially official. What's your best? So like, what's the one person you're looking for the tidbit from?
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis is good. Although he doesn't necessarily tweet it out. You know what I mean? Like Dennis doesn't necessarily. Maybe
I still think for the misstep that Ken had a couple years ago with Scherzer to the Padres.
Yep.
I still would go to Ken for sure.
Yeah, he's like 99%.
Like it's just, dude, everyone makes mistakes. Okay. And
I don't even know if it's a mistake. It's like he got
got duped.
Bad information. Yeah.
You got duped. So I trust Ken. I mean, Heyman, I trust, I guess, even though he blocked me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's solid. Should I take a shot of what? No, I'm getting over. I'll take a shot of throat coat. Look at this.
That's great. Do it. I know, just like
yes,
yesterday.
Michael's been with us since day one.
I know. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. You're the man. What about Ben Fadden? I enjoyed your interview and conversation with Ben Fadden at 5:45. Really insightful. You guys really broke it down.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Really nothing. Oh, but no, it's true. Ben Fadden, honestly, no. But I see in terms of where we turn. I can't wait for Ken Rosenthal to be like, at Talking Friars had it first. That's coming soon. That's coming to a tweet near you.
If that happened.
Oh my gosh. Then we'll work for Ben.
Right.
Yeah, but this is a good thing if Heyman's a Boris mouthpiece. He's got so many of these stars,
Yeah, I would be that's fine.
Yeah.
Be the mouthpiece of the biggest agent in the sport.
That would be huge, Alex, if we were breaking deals. See, here's the thing. I mean, and we're honest when we say, like, obviously that's not like the business we're in. We kind of react to news, right? We offer opinions. And there are times where we you just got to be careful with what you say. I guess is the best way to put it.
Much rather
react to
it than know anything. I don't want to know anything. Just yeah. I want to fully react. Because once you start hearing stuff,
once you start reporting, you get in a weird spot.
Then you become this you try to it's like a drug, right? And you're just like clout chasing all the time, and you're trying to get the stuff. And it's like, well, I got one thing kind of right, and I might have lucked into that, but I want to
let me keep going.
I want to keep going. I want that feeling again because of how much likes I got on this tweet. It's not worth it. I'd much rather react.
All right. I need to roll because I'm picking up my buddy, actually, who I worked with in the minor leagues. You know, I worked in the minors.
Wait,
my buddy, oversaw the Japan games, Jim, which was a Warriors-Wizards series of games this fall. And he actually is in town for business to see the Warriors. So he's like, all of a sudden, like your idol. And you will meet him today, Morris. But I got to go pick him up from the airport. He's from Tokyo. He's in San Francisco to see the Warriors, and now he's coming to San Diego for one night to come to the winter meetings.
It's great.
Yeah, it is great. You should you'll be lucky if I introduce you to him.
Cool.
Brian says we should keep you.
Thanks,
people
Brian.
saying to get rid of you? I missed that.
I don't know. Everyone wants to get rid of me. It's fine.
I know. Okay, here's the deal. Join us today on the radio, please. 3 to 6. All Padres for 3 hours. And we'll have great guests lined up. So join us today 3 to 6, San Diego Sports 760, or on the iHeartRadio app. Please subscribe. Thank you. 4,000 subscribers, Jim.
We're at 4,003 now. So thank you, everybody. We really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
that.
And if you're watching this thing on replay, hit the subscribe button for us. Really do appreciate it as we make our way towards 5K, hopefully.
I'd trade myself for Ohtani.
Yeah, I would trade you for him.
And then Ohtani's your co-host?
Can you imagine that? Like, yeah, I didn't really mean it.
He like beats your ass because he's like twice the size of you.
He's like a nice guy. He'd be like, Mr. Schaefer did not mean what he said. Like, cultural. Remember everyone on Yahoo?
This person is really well respected and I like his opinions, but this opinion was probably a really, really bad one.
Right. Like if Americans would just flat out rip me. Japanese Yahoo, they were like super respectful. They're like, American host says that Ohtani sucks, and American host must know what he's talking about. I don't know. It was the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. Okay, please subscribe. Smash the like button. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for your support of this channel. Thank you, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have auto, home, renter's life, or earthquake insurance needs, Mark is your guy. He's our title sponsor. There's a link for Mark's website down below. And if you want 30% off your first order at Aura, the link is down below, ora.organic, 30% off your very first order. We'll catch up from the Manchester Grand Hyatt at 3 p.m. on the all-new San Diego Sports 760. For Jim, I'm John. Thanks, guys. 4K, Jim.